Okay, so we have the Murder Drones camp episode to go over today, and I have a lot of things to say about it. It is very interesting, but it's kind of so basically what happens is that the whole premise of this episode is that Uzi wants to go to this camp. It's like Camp 98 point, I think either 7 or 6. I'm not going to look back right now, but it's one of those, and they basically go to this camp and the whole class comes along, which is interesting because apparently they got bad test grades, so they follow Uzi around, which is weird because they're following Uzi. Okay, it's Uzi as the idea, but they don't know who Uzi is. It is really weird. But anyway, we basically get N and V to come along, and they kind of if anything, this episode really reminded me of Camp Camp. I highly recommend you watch that show. It reminded me of the two camp counselors, literally from that show. I don't remember their names, but the guy definitely has the same attitude as like N, and then the girl being more like B. I'm not sure, but if you've watched the show, you'll maybe know what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's move on. So the idea is that N and V are going to be watching the kids as they do like little camp activities out in this winter post-apocalyptic world, while Uzi just goes and searches the mansion for clues and things to learn about more about herself. And honestly, the outside world, I really love seeing the outside world in the show. It is amazing. It's gotta be one of the best parts about it because it's this post-apocalyptic like Earth where it's covered in snow. There's a bunch of destroyed technology, and it's really, really cool. But basically, while Uzi's exploring, we get to see like the side effects of like her powers. So she has complete control, I believe, or she's still learning how to control her power, which is interesting. So she's showing like that she has some capabilities with her power, like holding a flashlight and stuff like that. But basically what happens is that she gets this little meltdown scene where she opens her bag, and apparently she's been carrying body parts with her. So it's confirmed that she definitely has to eat people, and this is probably to control her powers better. But anyway, basically V and Uzi have some good dialogue in a little section where they talk for a little bit. How like V is like worried that like Uzi's gonna turn into like not a murder drone, but like another doll. Which, to be fair, Doll in the third episode was an incredibly scary character that easily could take on N and probably V at the same time. So seeing Uzi have a similar like power, it makes sense that V would be scared of that. But basically, Uzi destroys this like floor in the floor, like she destroys this pallet in the floor by like manipulating reality around it and like twisting it until it like just explodes, which is really cool to see her powers like at full so that she can use them. So it's really interesting. I just want to see what they can do more with those powers because like honestly at this point to me it just seems kind of endless. But anyway, she finds this green and gold bug that talks to her like in a text messagey kind of way, which is interesting, and I think we're going to get to see more of what that is. But we also get to see that Doll is watching her, so, you know, creepy stuff. But basically, what happens is that Uzi goes to meet N and V and, like, the whole group, and Uzi gets shot by an arrow, and this arrow's coming at her. She stops it, freezes it in the air, you know, casual stuff. But then this thing, like, disintegrates and turns into some, like, organism. It is really creepy. I do not like what is happening. It kind of reminded me of like the creatures from the Shadow the Hedgehog game, like the little dark aliens, something like that. But it is like it freaked me out. And then okay, anyway, but we move on. And she runs off into this cabin, and this is I think one of my favorite scenes in the show is seeing her like her reaction, like her like kind of breaking down, like she's breaking the lights, locking herself away, and it is really creepy. But anyway, so what ends up happening is that this character Rebecca and like Darren or something like that, I'm not sure what his name was. They go to make out in a cabin, which what is with like I'm gonna talk about the shipping later. basically they go and Uzi is a murder drone. We see Uzi's like really. I did not expect Uzi to look like this. I was expecting more of like along the lines of definitely like a murder drone kind of look. Like Uzi was gonna have the longer limbs, like the robotic and blade like wings, you know. But instead, Uzi has like these like bone looking like wings on her back, and like she has this really weird tail that's like it might be sentient, like it might be its own kind of thing, but it is definitely really creepy, and I'm not even gonna question how it works. But basically, we see that N goes to this little lab area in the episode and like finds this little movie called Zombie Drones, and we also get to see Doll watching him in the like television screen, which is really creepy. And gets a little flashback, yada yada. But basically, Uzi starts to go eat people, and it is a really cool scene. I love the music in this scene. I just wish that they didn't have to cut it every time like Uzi found someone. Like, I'm gonna make a series about how like the suspense is ruined in this show. I swear. But anyway, basically, they run around. Uzi becomes like this. It is really like Tokyo Ghoul, I think, like Tokyo Ghoul inspired esque kind of thing, like how like it looks. And it's really cool. And then V and Uzi begin their battle, and then honestly, I'm surprised that Uzi actually like won. I think that putting V in the upper hand would have been a much better like way to do the episode, because if V had been starting to beat like Uzi and then N would have to come and stop V, that could have caused more conflict, and we could have gotten to see like more different character development maybe. I think that would have been a better way to go about it. But basically what happens is Uzi is about to kill V, and then N just comes and swoops in and throws Uzi into the air, and they have a little dialogue, you know. N goes up and meets with Uzi, and they have this little like ship kind of moment, like Steven Universe, like kind of thing in the air. It's really weird, but basically they come and crash down, and then apparently they're all okay, and Uzi's fine. So I'm not really sure what really went on, but so they leave the class, they leave home, and this is where we get to see like be talked about like the dead people, and so they're like, oh yeah, I just need to eat. So the people in this show, the drones, are completely fine if somebody gets murdered. Like they're just okay. Like that's so chill. Like oh my god, you killed Darren the other day. Oh my god, yeah. Oh that's crazy. I don't care. That is weird. But anyway, this is where we also get to see that Uzi is definitely affected by sunlight, which I don't even know how, but yeah, I'm not sure where they're going right now with the series, but it is definitely true that that Uzi is, I think, what they would call a zombie drone. Like you can create organic life, you can manipulate things, and you have to eat people. Similar to how like murder drones are like some like vampires, but I think that maybe something that's different that separates the murder drones and the zombie drones from each other is that, well, not only is like their powers, like zombie drones just have like these insane capabilities, it's that I think that the zombie drones are more on a time limit than the murder drones. Whereas the murder drones eat to, you know, sustain and keep alive. The zombie drones, I think, have to do that in order to keep control of their powers. Whereas, like, the zombie drones, I think, over time, do deteriorate and will probably die. Seen in this, like, episode. Like, I'm not sure how it's going to work, but it's either that or it's the more people that Uzi's going to eat, the more powerful she's going to get and maybe more out of control. I'm not really sure where the show wants to go with this. All I know is that I hope that in the next episode we're going to get to see Tessa, Jay, maybe. We're going to get to see the zombie drones fully explained, probably with N watching the tape about them. Maybe the collars work as like a inhibitor for the zombie drones, like it like negates their abilities. That's an idea as well. I'm not sure. At this point, I'm really just throwing out ideas. Let me know what you guys all think in the comments of this video. I loved reading the comments on the my last Murder Drones video. That was a lot of fun. I also learned that I definitely messed up one of the names of the characters, and I apologize for that. Sorry. But yeah. This is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys later.